Good evening. Welcome back to Play the Hits, where we are going to put Plok to bed.
Fuck yeah, we are. You
Quite
think he's
literally.
ready?
Yeah, he really just falls asleep at the end of the game. Ugh.
Boy, it is like sex.
So this shouldn't be the last boss.
Watch, it is the
I'm not
last
sure why.
boss, and this is like a 2
Okay,
minute
no. Okay, so I thought it was the last boss from the what do you call it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh,
The last boss is a big old flea. So
a big old flea, okay.
big old flea.
Because fleas are stronger than spiders, if I know the animal kingdom, yeah. So how you doing, baby girl?
I'm pretty good. It's been a good week. You know what? God, when's the last time we played? It was a week ago, maybe.
Yeah, about a week ago.
Yeah. So.
You ready for me to bitch about Tears of the Kingdom?
Yes, actually. Ow.
Well, I got Tears of the Kingdom on your recommendation, strangely enough, from the last episode.
Yeah.
That we played of Plok. And, you know, it's not too often where I 100% correctly call what my experience is going to be with a game. The only thing that I wasn't sure about was whether I would like it enough to actually play it.
Yeah.
And so far I am. Like, I'm liking it. I can see...
Holy shit, come on.
Oh, good lord. Oh, come on, beat him up. Come on, Plak. No!
No!
You suck, Max. No, so, I can tell that it is a very good game. I kind of get a Majora's Mask vibe out of it, where, like...
I get that.
Some of the stuff sort of feels like it could have been a DLC package, but it's clearly its own individual game. But it's just like reuses some assets and like gets a little funky. But overall, like the presentation and the world are just phenomenal. Like I loved it in Breath of the Wild, and I love it here. And the only thing is though, I still like I'm probably 7 or 8 hours in.
Yeah.
I still only have my first set of armor. I'm still only, like, cobbling together weapons out of sticks and stones. Like, I can't seem to make any forward progress because... And again, like, you've told me that, like, eventually when you do get into that groove, it opens up dramatically and... You know, you stop spending so much time wrestling with the mechanics, but I'm just wrestling...
With trying to, like, build stuff, basically.
Yeah, I'm just wrestling with the mechanics so much that I can't make any progress. Like, my... Oh, no! Oh, my God!
Got you, bitch.
Dude, you entered the fucking Matrix. That was awesome. But no, so like, my frustration is after fucking 8 hours of playing this game... Like, I feel like I barely left the tutorial. And,
Well,
yeah.
How long did it... Because, yeah, it took me, like, a good probably 7 hours to get to Hyrule proper.
Oh, no, I did that in about 2.5, 3 hours.
Shit, okay.
When you leave the Sky Island and go down to, like, actual Hyrule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on Hyrule just running around trying to get my bearings for 5 hours. Like, I've done, like, maybe one side quest. I'm starting to, like, look for towers, and I got my horses back from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like this game hates the way that I'm trying to play it. And again, like, I totally get that for some people, like, the ability to just say... you know, fuck it to the actual quest and just build mechs and vehicles and everything is like a dream come true in a Zelda game. To me, that sounds like a waking nightmare. And well, and not only that though, but like, I feel like it should be kind of like a lot of games have a base building mechanic, and you can like customize your town and you can build some stuff, and it's not super intuitive, but you know, it's a fun little distraction from the main story.
Yeah.
But here, it, like, is the main story. Like, if you want to, you know, get on your horse and ride and go see the sights, and you're not building a, you know, freight train to do it, like, the game hates you. And like, am I just nuts, or am I missing something?
I mean, that has not been my experience with
Really?
side quests where it's just like, hey, get this Korok over here, or hey,
Mm-hmm.
how do I get out of this ditch or something? Yes, you are definitely tasked to build.
Yeah.
But when it comes to traversal, like I definitely don't think definitely make use of your ascend ability a ton. Because yeah, your stamina sucks at the beginning, obviously.
I figured out the ascend for the most part, and I like that. That just kind of streamlines, climbing up stuff. Unless you're like looking at a mountain face, in which you still have to climb that. But
still have to figure something out.
But like I don't know, I feel like in Breath of the Wild, and it is, the exact same mechanics. I can
pretty
feel
much
that
when it comes to Link,
controls,
at least.
Yeah, the game controls exactly the same.
Yeah.
But whereas like in Breath of the Wild, like I always found, getting where I needed to go to be intuitive and exciting. Like here, I don't know why. Like I will take a couple of steps in the direction I want to go, and like a fucking basic Moblin will come out of nowhere, and he's crafted like an explosive bomb to his arrow, and he will decimate me in one hit.
As far as dying a lot, yes.
Well, but the solution to get around that seems to be, well, you're stupid because you were supposed to craft a tank to withstand his arrows and mount a cannon to it. But that's what I keep seeing. Like I look up online to see what I'm doing wrong, and they're like, have you tried building a freestanding laser projectile?
Oh, I need a
like no, I haven't, and I don't want to. It's fucking Zelda.
No, and especially at the very beginning, like you don't have a whole lot of juice to run anything.
No,
like on the Sky Island, it's very simple stuff, like the fan on a cart. Let's just say. But the thing is like the more tools you have on something, or even just certain of devices, like a fan doesn't take too much juice.
Sure.
But like a cannon, anything offensive will run through a full battery in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
So it's not very like if these things are saying, "Oh, have you tried building this?" It's like that's not the beginning of the game. You can't do that.
Okay.
Like
because I mean they're like putting all the pieces in front of me, and like I am like struggling just to get around. Like
getting around is one thing. Like, there's definitely some things you can figure out. Like, hey, you can put what are those things called? The Octoroks, the things that frickin' shoot rocks at you from nowhere. There we go. Like, you can take one of their balloons and put it on a shield, and then you just hold your shield out and you're stuck floating for a little bit. So that can help you get up a rock face pretty well, or even strapping a rocket to your shield. And I'm not saying build a rocket. That's
no,
like literally
I
just
understand.
an item.
I understand. But like
now,
I don't know. I just my idea of a good time is not like navigating the menus to do all that stuff. Like can I just use a basic sword and shield and be okay?
I think you can. Like,
seems to be no so far.
I do that, but I also die a lot, and I'm fine with dying a lot because it's like whatever. But
I don't mind
also,
that part.
As I've gotten more used to the mechanics, I use the fuse ability a lot. Not with with my weapon, sure, but a lot of times I'm getting up to an encampment of like enemies.
Yeah.
And I always try something, like I take a look around first, and there's almost always like some bombs you could either throw some fire arrows at, like, the flame pepper plus arrow, or something I use a lot are like the puff mushrooms, so that they're like, oh, what the fuck's going on? And the stuff you can attach to your arrows is kind of OP, where pretty soon it's just like, oh, I should be attaching stuff to arrows all the time.
Like I'm using my bow and arrow way more than melee in this one. So far.
And I think they kind of know that that's going to be the case, and so they give you a lot more arrows in this game.
Oh shit!
Like I was always around like over 100 arrows, but maybe that's about it in Breath of the Wild. In this game, it's pretty quickly you get up to like 200, 300 arrows because they know you're going to be attaching stuff to them all the time.
Yeah, I'm like around 50 or 60, which is fine for the beginning of the game. But again, like 8 hours in doesn't seem like the beginning of the game to me.
No, I get you. Yeah.
And I totally get that this game is an extremely slow burn. I don't mind that. I've played tons of games that are slow burn. I don't know. Like, I can't quite put my finger on it other than just like lambasting the crafting system and the ceaseless menus.
I feel like they give you enough that you can kind of do it your own way.
Yeah.
Like I was the same way. I did the crafting for the quests, and like in the very beginning, it's like, oh, let me try to build something stupid. But aside from that, like especially in the beginning, one, I wasn't very good at crafting. If I wanted to like, hey, let me try to build a flying machine with these fans.
Yeah.
Like if you don't put them in the like exact right spot, you're gonna have a bad time. So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna craft so much unless when it's like necessary. Jesus Christ. When it's necessary. And whoa, I feel like I'm getting some weird like delay and then it'll go on too long kind of action. Just
shit.
I'm going to let the kids at home know that I'm using the Switch Pro controller because I cannot find the cord for my PlayStation controller. So I feel like there's some weirdness, but we'll deal with that. If I'm able to beat the spider, I should be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But yeah, I did not craft a whole lot until I started getting certain things that'll do the hard work for you, basically. Okay. It's just like, okay, here you go.
And playing that way, though, you didn't feel like the game was actively punishing you.
No, I was just doing like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go explore these caves over here, and you don't need to do bupkis for those, really. I liked sometimes crafting, like, hey, I'm gonna craft this bridge or something like that. But like crafting bikes and stuff, that's I didn't leave it up to myself. I see, like, I go on TikTok and I see people making some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
that's not me. Maybe I'll do that at the end of the game, but you do not have to make, oh, let me sit here and do, freaking Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. Like,
and
you do not.
I didn't want to make that comparison because that's the meme, and I get that this game is way superior to that. But that is the vibe that I'm still getting out of the crafting system. Is just
I think if it was
jank
more
your
necessary,
way across Hyrule.
If it was more necessary, I would agree. But you really do not have to. And especially if you got your horses. I've never been a fan of horses, but if you like your horse, fine. For me, I would always get around this game. I was warping around a lot, but it was also like, hey, I'm going to try to come up this cliff face.
In the world that size, yeah.
Yeah, and do you have a paraglider yet?
Yeah, I got the paraglider finally. That was because I was really fucking worried they were gonna make me use those stupid metal gliders.
All right, hey, we're gonna play the menu for a second because screw this noise. I stopped going left for like 10 seconds ago.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Okay. Hopefully that ugliness is all behind us now.
What the shit was that, Max?
As far as, how it goes and play the hits sometimes where we have technical difficulties, that didn't take too long. Although I did forget to save, so now we're gonna... Ow!
And we're back.
We're back.
So what were we talking? I was just bitching about Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. I still call it like Breath of the Wild because it rolls off the tongue. Really, exactly. Breath of the Wild too.
Way better than...
Yeah, and so, you were talking about you feel like the game is kind of punishing you, like it's judging you, you're playing it wrong, kind of deal.
Yeah, which is weird because, like, all of the reviews say, this is, like, one of the best examples of a game that is just, like
gives you freedom.
Yeah, totally your oyster, do what you want. Well, except for try to play a Zelda game. You can do whatever you want, but if you want to just be Link in Hyrule, fuck you. No.
Yeah,
I mean,
I definitely feel
really,
like you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
really not fair. From me. I totally get it. Like I get what this game is going for. I understand that it is objectively a good game. It's just like it was a good game that was not crafted for me. But I still love Zelda so much, and I love the world, and I love the story, and I love the characters, and I want to see it all, and I want it to be for me. but
I get you.
I guess it's not. Like
if you can't control, like if that's your feeling, like don't feel guilty, don't feel bad.
Well, except I spent $70 on it, so I'm absolutely gonna play it for as much as I can until FF16 comes out.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now is it more it's not for me, or is it more like holy crap, this game could have been so great?
No,
but then they tacked on these things.
No, so like okay, so I should clarify what I mean when I say it's not for me. Like anchovies, not for me, right?
Yeah.
but this game, like I want it. I desperately want to experience the 10 out of 10 masterpiece that I'm reading about. But I feel like it's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece for people substantially younger than me that grew up playing things like Minecraft and Fortnite and like big budget, like major releases that centered around a building mechanic. And
okay.
that was just not what I grew up with. So like, whereas someone who played Terraria or Minecraft or one of those other big ones where like a big part of the game is, you know, building something and being creative in order to solve a like combat or puzzle situation. Like they pick it up and they understand instantly what the game is trying to tell them. And I do not. Like, that's what I mean by not for me. Like, as in, like, this game was not crafted with me in mind. Which is depressing because that's kind of a first for me.
That would be interesting, like, if it is something like, oh, I'm understanding something that I don't realize is, like, not necessarily intuitive for everyone. But just hearing you describe the game, like a game like that, from that description, I don't fucking want to play that.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, but we seem to be having a different experience. I'm almost wondering if like you just took a left and I took a right. And
right? Like,
because it's
possible.
So big. Like, and
possible.
Yeah.
Where it's just like I started getting like, so that's what I was wondering. I kind of had that same thought when I was playing because I got the paraglider like once I landed on Hyrule. And I guess this is like slight mechanical spoilers for anyone watching.
Sure.
I know the place you get the paraglider seems like kind of an obvious, hey, come here first.
Yeah, right.
I was probably on Hyrule, like
without the paraglider for a while.
For like 12 hours.
Oh,
without the paraglider.
Shit, dude! Like, that was the first thing that I did. I beelined right to Hyrule Castle and I got that shit.
Yeah, I was like, what did I do? I think I was just. Hey, I see. Okay, probably the first thing I did was I saw a guy carrying, with the sign. It's like, fine, I'll fucking build a sign for you or something.
Oh yeah, I've done one or two of those, and see that I actually, weirdly enough, I kind of enjoy that because
that's my least enjoyable thing.
But that's the sort of stuff like when I'm thinking of a glove that lets you pick things up and glue it together. That's the kind of use that I see for it. Like. Kind of fun little side stuff and kind of a unique spin on puzzles, but not like anything super complex.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
I mean, I hate the stage. I think I mentioned last time that this is my least favorite stage.
I can see that.
But this is still bad.
This is a level of shit that you're not used to. Oh god,
okay, you know what? The bees suck, but this stage is just so vertical. Dear God, okay.
Oh my god! You finally killed one.
I killed the bee.
I can't not think of Tommy Boy.
I think of Nicolas Cage in what is that? Wicker Man.
Oh, Wicker Man, yeah.
Not the bees.
Not the bees. That's right. You and I go to very different places for that.
Okay. Is there a hanger here?
Yeah, so that's kind of funny because like I did get that right away and I still feel like I'm substantially more stuck than you are. But here's what I'm doing now is I'm trying to basically unlock the map. I'm making my way to towers, trying to get my bearings. I'm solving shrines along the way because I know stamina and heart upgrades are going to be worthwhile. I'm completely ignoring the
oh god!
Oh, holy shit!
No! Let's see.
Poor Plok.
I do have my restarts.
I'm like completely ignoring the Zodium batteries or whatever that thing is.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Like the. There we go. Fuck you,
killed him.
Killed him. Got him.
That was quick.
Look, it's a miracle. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so like I'm ignoring all that, and I'm kind of wondering if that might be part of the, like the battery mechanic thing that you talked about. Like that might as well not even exist for me.
Yeah, I didn't get to that. Have you explored? So there's like 3 maps. Have you explored any of the third map?
Can you just do that right away? Can you just dive into the world? Because I've seen the red I've seen like the red holes.
Yeah.
I can just go into those?
If you have the paraglider, yeah.
Okay, I'll check that out.
You absolutely can.
Sweet.
There's a lot.
I'm just trying to unlock all the towers and get the full map open. So
I was kind of, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to these towers and I'm just gonna do this real quick. And I started doing that. Like maybe I'll do 2 or 3 towers at a time, and then something else catches my interest. But yeah, the underground is definitely a very interesting part for me. And it's difficult, but that's also me just being like, whatever. But there's some things to be found underground. One is a big currency to basically upgrade your battery, which is fine.
The ore.
And the other thing here. One moment, my phone. Okay. Debt collectors, sort of. It's just an old.
You're going to jail.
It's a notification being like, "Hey, your voicemail. Check your fucking voicemail." So. But anyway, yeah, the depths are a lot of fun for me. And there's some things to be found that definitely can help things out too.
Okay, that's good to know.
But yeah, I will say now I'm not building stuff, but I am riding vehicles around quite a bit.
Okay.
And I'll abandon them a lot because it's like, hey, I want to check out this thing.
Yeah.
But then it is kind of nice to be like, okay, well now I'm gonna fly over here, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like building stuff myself, where it's like, hey, I'm going to make this makeshift plane or something like that. I can build crude stuff, and I've gotten better.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I've been shown how to do stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, doing it myself, no. Oh, God.
Like I said, I am going to keep going. Like I love Zelda enough, and I really do love the world of Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom enough that I want to see it through. Like, I want to experience what there is to see. But yeah, like, again, it was just kind of a sad thing to get, 8 hours into this game and realize, holy shit, like, the people who are getting the most out of this, like, were born when I was married. And,
maybe. Like, I'm talking to people at work who have kids, and they're like, yeah, they don't want this. And
really?
Like, what?
Okay,
what's going on? Like, I thought they would.
Had the wrong, because that was honestly my gut reaction. I'm like, oh wow, this is
for the Roblox generation.
Yeah, this is a Zelda game for the Roblox generation. Yeah.
No, that would require building. Like,
but
which again
to
is
me, I'm gonna take your advice and really try to change my strats here. But like, I feel like the building is super pervasive, or at least I don't know, like I'm missing something that would tell me otherwise.
I feel like I use the Ultra Hand much more as a magnesis for everything. Moving stuff around and everything. Yeah, I do that all the time. As far as like I'm going to stick this thing, glue this thing here. Sure, it's a lot of things.
Oh my God.
Please.
This is awful. I feel so bad for you right now.
This is so bad.
This is like what it's like watching me play Tears, for anybody wondering. He's just kicking his little legs off. Oh no, not again.
Okay, I'm going to go down here, see if I can get my hands back.
He's got one leg.
I got one fucking leg. Actually, my other foot should be coming, right? I don't think
so.
I lost it. I don't think I lost it. Well, whatever.
It's gone.
I constantly just feel like the knight from what do you call it? Oh God, no!
Oh, that's disheartening. One day, boy, I didn't think this level was going to be an entire episode, but here we are.
Yeah, maybe. God, I hope not. Like usually it gives me some trouble, but
that's not me. That's not me giving you shit. I genuinely feel for you right now.
Oh no, the stage sucks. Yeah. But usually the problem for me is like it's not finding the fleas because you just go freaking up. It's like remembering the order to do it for my limbs. But I think if you die, it actually makes it a little bit easier. Unless, no, it doesn't, because I have to explode those things again still. So I don't think I have to go left at all.
So now I feel like I've trashed the game so much. I need to talk some positive about it.
You don't have to.
No, I do, because like what's making me still persist in it is like I feel like this game had a really, really strong opening. Like the mystery that is set up by the story, and then waking up and emerging on like the Sky Isle, and like that was fucking magical.
Yeah.
And then diving down to Hyrule for the first time. That was all awesome. Like that was like wow moments for me. Like how did they pull this off on the Switch?
That's the biggest thing, and that's what I'm seeing, like, people our age, like, and developers being like, how is this possible?
On a essentially handheld console,
on a 5-year-old phone.
Less powerful than most phones. I mean,
most phones these days, hell, than phones 5 years ago. The CPU on the Switch has never
been technically impressive.
And this game, it's going to be the CPU. That's the power of optimization, I think.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
Knowing your engine,
right?
And I feel like,
go ahead.
So like the Ubisofts, and people of these days, like they don't optimize their shit.
No, not
it's
at all.
It's just that computers and systems these days are just so powerful that they usually don't need to.
Yeah, they can brute force it, right? And you're right, absolutely. They've optimized it, and Nintendo, like, as a business, as a corporation, I get that Nintendo is not great these days, but man, their actual like development teams. Nice quick save. I was just gonna say you're at full health. You may want to.
You're right.
Like they absolutely, lovingly craft their games. Like Mario. Like really, like the Switch has been one of the, and I don't talk about it enough because like I just sort of take it for granted, but the Switch has been one of the greatest consoles, bar none. Like I don't think I have any other system, even including like the PS1, where there have been as many rock solid, just good, fun releases to play as the Nintendo Switch. The only problem with the Switch is it just came out at like kind of a transition period of my life where I was having kids and starting my career and everything. So like I didn't have time for quite as many as I would like. Like I have a whole library of Switch games sitting on my shelf.
Whoops.
Of which I've played maybe a quarter of them to completion. Yeah.
And there's it's crazy that when it comes to the first party stuff, and that's the biggest strength of the Switch for me.
Well, and even the third party stuff on the Switch has been great.
For me, it's what do you call it? The fact that so many Nintendo franchises, they're having like their best games on the Switch.
On the Switch, yeah. Like, Smash,
the best Animal
Mario
Crossing,
Kart,
Switch, Smash.
Animal Crossing, Mario. Fucking, like, who would have thought that, like, Mario Odyssey would come along and
God,
dethrone Galaxy and 64 and
I was about to say it's Mario 64 too. It is the truest successor to that game. Where are my fucking arms? Said Plok.
Right. And let's not forget that it
increasingly desperately
that it opened with Breath of the Wild, which was a Wii U game, but one, the Wii U was in its death throes, and two, like with the Switch you could fucking take the biggest open world ever crafted in a Nintendo game with you on the go. So it wasn't just that Breath of the Wild came along and again, you know how I feel about like some of the Breath of the Wild mechanics too that are exacerbated in tears. But I will readily admit that game just had like a sense of awe and scope that very few other games have ever matched. And the fact that while that was going on, you could also carry it in your backpack is just insane to me. To this day, like you're right, it was released in what, 15, 16?
2017.
Oh, really? The Switch is 2017?
Yep.
Okay. So, anyways, it was released in 2017, and to this day, like that concept blows me away. Like the Steam Deck. I play that thing every single day because it's kind of that same feeling as the Switch. Like, holy shit. Like, yes, I've played some of these games before, but now I can take them wherever the freak that I want to go. like I'm traveling to the lake at the beginning of July, and I'm just gonna make sweet love to my Steam Deck and play through like 5 or 6 games that I've had on my backlog. And I'll have time.
What do you got on the Steam Deck right now? Is it like mostly indie, smaller games, RPGs?
Yeah, it's a bunch of RPGs, which I know like I'm not gonna be able to finish more than one of those. But then also just like stuff that's been sitting in my backlog on my Steam Deck for a while that I've just been meaning to. Oh fuck yeah, please, let's go.
And I get my shit back. I get all my limbs back.
Awesome,
which is great. I might not even kill any fleas with this thing because I can't really. Oh yeah.
No.
Wow, that did not last very long at all.
That's horrible.
You know what? Let's go down first.
I thought you've been down here.
Yeah, but there's something to the left. Yes, many times.
I see. Okay.
That I needed a fist. Unfortunately, a lot of these freaking targets specify in the target, hey, no feces.
And then they take the fist away from you. I don't get that.
Yes, and they don't even give it back at it's at specified hangers. Like, yeah, this stage is fucking awful.
Yeah.
Pulls a lot of shit, but Plok. I think I'm actually almost through the worst of it. You get to a point where it's
yeah.
I remember once you get the power up, which is necessary, you have to get it to get your limbs back. Mm-hmm. It's not so bad. I say that, and that's gonna be fucking awful.
The one and only downside of my lake travel being at the beginning of July is I know I'm gonna be balls deep into FF16 at that point, and probably not gonna take it with me because I don't want to move the PS5, and even if I did, like, it'll be so inferior on like grandma's 720p TV that they have. These lake rentals, they're beautiful,
dude.
And
I feel your pain,
but they never have decent TVs.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, I loved camping, and I could have brought my Switch because obviously, portable, but I was like, no, I want to enjoy the camping. And I did.
Yeah.
But man, I was just like, want to get back and play Tears. Like...
Yeah, dude. Well, the funny thing about like the way that I vacation is like, yes, it's wonderful to go someplace beautiful. It's great to catch the sun and the swimming and all that good stuff. But a large part of like how I relax on vacation is just gaming in exotic places.
Honestly, that's what Addie and I do in hotel rooms. No, we'll get a hotel room in the city that we live in.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, Cable, this is nice.
Right? Yeah, no, my idea of like a relaxing weekend away is like, sitting on a deck, watching the sunset over a lake, and playing my SNES Mini or my Steam Deck, and just
nice.
Like gaming comfort food or like projects that I've set off for. Oh, nice. I wish these.
Oh, it doesn't do anything.
Oh, it doesn't do anything. He's just an asshole.
Although I like the music.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I always feel like a heel when I do that. But at the same time, like if I'm just being myself, that's what I do. Just like
that's fine.
Play my video games and like in a solitary, beautiful environment with no one to call me about work. It's great,
right? It's yeah.
Oh hey, that's how
I am, right? Ooh, give me the.
Did they eat that? They eat it out from under?
I could eat it. But apparently I can't.
No, fuck you.
I don't know what happened, and it only stays there for like half a second.
There's less of them than there is of you, which is good.
That is good.
The bees, man, the bees are like the worst thing I've seen in this.
Oh yeah, horrible.
I don't think I ever got this far, like in my own playthrough. So like this is new to me and it's horrifying.
All right. After this, it's still bad, but. Yeah. The worst part of the worst part of the stages. The bosses are really not that hard. Honestly, I think the Bobbins brothers, which have already, not the Bobbins brothers, the
threesome.
The three, not the Bobbins, but the puffy guys.
Okay.
That's probably the hardest fight of the game.
Interesting.
Like the boss, the boss is hard too, but it's not too bad. They just
harder than the bees.
They force some shit on you. Yeah, it's.
Wait, are you shooting bees now?
I'm shooting bees.
Hell yeah! Turnabout is fair play.
That's my bee. That's my bee.
Turnabout is fair play, bitches.
Wait, what is down there?
Oh man!
You know what? I'm saving. I don't give a shit. We're gonna do.
Dude, you have 0 health.
I have no health. They're gonna tell me probably to the left here. Here.
How do you get an arrow to appear? Is it just hold still for a second?
Yeah, or if you suck for too long.
They just
like
give
literally these. I feel like this stage, it almost feels like you're cheating when you make it to the next platform.
Yeah,
it's just like wait, you weren't supposed to do that. It's a glitch.
You can't jump on that round surface, but apparently,
but you barely can.
And that's how you're supposed
to. It's
go.
really hard.
This would have driven me fucking crazy as a kid. I'm actually really glad
I didn't
that
beat this. I didn't beat this game until I was a teen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit,
okay, maybe it is farther down. What did I miss?
Come on, arrow.
There's more stuff up here. I know it. Let's see. Let's just go. Yeah.
Dude, this is the episode. Holy. Oh, what do you know?
There's two over here probably, and then there's one more that's down or something.
It looks like Plok will be a 3-parter. That's okay.
Jesus Christ.
That's all right. That's okay.
There's only like 3 more stages.
Oh wow.
And this being one of them.
Well, if you finish,
not including the boss.
Here's the rest of the fleas.
Oh,
so
yeah, I guess so. Okay.
I guess if you finish this boy up, you could still potentially.
Yeah, as long as I don't suck at the bosses, yeah, I might be able to finish it up. In
also,
like
please don't die here.
30 minutes. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. That's not a bad ending.
Come here, you bastard.
There you go.
There we go.
There's the fight.
Hey, my limbs.
We've had the same reaction. There's the fucking limbs. But yeah, so ending my thought there, I'm in order to keep myself from missing 16 too hard and ruining my family's vacation, I'll probably bring Tears of the Kingdom with me, and make some real progress in that.
I get you. Yeah, that's probably smarter because, like you said, you don't necessarily. The graphics are already fine just because of
but
it's artistry. You know?
Exactly. I played Breath of the Wild though. I know what it's about.
Yeah.
And
16 you're going to want to enjoy on a nice TV.
Yeah, dude, 16 I am enjoying like
that.
with surround sound and 4K and never looking back.
Yeah,
dude,
I'm really
great.
Oh my god. So
like,
you've seen like the demo, the trailers and everything, like the game's looking sick.
It is. Dude, like and like little things just keep popping up for it that just make me salivate. Like there was this someone just posted a GIF on Reddit of like one of the Garuda attacks that you can do, and it's Clive, and he like puts his sword away and he does like a tornado kick that actually summons a tornado, and I'm like, oh that is so fucking badass.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
what he can do.
I'm clearly the target audience for this game.
It's like, hey, do you want some Devil May Cry in your Final Fantasy? Also, it's like, a return to form Final Fantasy.
Weirdly, yeah, it is. But anyways, though, side note, everything that I'm reading though is the developer saying like, yes, it is the Devil May Cry guy, but he really wants to stress that it's not Devil May Cry. Like it has like
Ploktastic.
Yeah, I was Ploktastic. No, Plok, you weren't. He was like doing interviews, and he's like on the record saying, yes, it's very stylish like Devil May Cry, and like it's over the top in a lot of parts, but like if you've played Devil May Cry, and you're gonna jump into 16 thinking, okay, I know exactly how this game ought to control, you'll be like completely lost. He says it does not in practice it does not feel like Devil May Cry. Like it bears a resemblance visually, but does not play like Devil May Cry. Like if you're gonna try to button mash or like play it Bayonetta style, you are gonna get reamed, apparently. He goes, it absolutely
kind of forgot about this.
No, it absolutely is an RPG first and foremost. Which I was really glad to hear him say that.
Yeah,
because I loved me some Devil May Cry, but if it were
just Devil May Cry,
yeah, if it were mindless action, I think I'd be disappointed, even if the rest of the game was awesome.
Oh come on!
Oh my god, no. Get him, Plok.
Get him, hand.
Come on. It's like the scene in Ernest Goes to Camp where he gets beat up. Come on, Ernest, get him. God, that movie fucked me up as a kid. Holy shit. Dude, I haven't thought about that for 27 years or something, man. Dude, do you remember the scene I'm talking about?
No.
Did you ever watch Ernest Goes to Camp?
I think when I was really little, when I was like 8.
But it was like it's one of those weird childhood memories that is strangely traumatizing now that I think of it. But like there's so the whole premise is Ernest is a camp counselor, and it starts off like kind of regular Ernest movie. He's weird, and so the kids don't all like get him, and so he's like endearing himself to them. And the way that he's going to do that is there's this construction company that's coming in, and they want to buy the land and tear everything down and build like some cheap parking lot mall or something like that.
That will not stand.
And so all the kids are devastated, and so for some reason there's like no such thing as zoning in this universe, and they can just like walk in and start building on land that they don't own. So the solution is to have Ernest pick out like the biggest, toughest construction worker and fight him. Like straight up like fist fight.
Yeah.
And like the first fight, Ernest gets like savagely beaten up. Like not like, he like Dumb and Dumber style like hijinks where like he pulls his hair and he yanks his nose and stuff like that. Like he punches him in the face and like leaves him beaten and bleeding on the ground while these group of like 8-year-olds watch it happen. And I'm like, oh my shit. And then the fucking movie transitions to a scene of Ernest singing about how he doesn't want to cry in front of children. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, I don't remember any of this.
Oh, I'm not kidding. Like, look, YouTube it if you have a stiff drink first. Like, good God. The fight scene the first fight scene in Ernest goes, but then somehow, like the rest of the movie, it takes like an upward swing where like Ernest somehow learns to fight. And the climax of the movie is him beating up this.
Ow.
Holy shit. Is him like having a rematch with the big macho construction worker and actually beating him up. And it's like,
wow.
Great. You learned your lesson, Ernest. Violence is the answer.
What's the what is the lesson here, kids?
Right? But like, my favorite,
trolling me here.
They really are. My favorite Ernest movie is definitely Ernest Scared Stupid, like every good Christian. I'm guessing you've seen that one too, with the trolls.
No.
Really?
Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay, so apparently Ernest
goes to camp.
Ernest was a much bigger part of my childhood than yours, apparently. But,
I think so.
But anyways, so that movie, like, it was like a kind of soft horror movie, which was kind of funny because it was definitely made for kids. But like, there were some genuine jump scares in there, and but it's kind of like that 80s like. Where PG movies in that day would be like PG-13 in our day,
Yeah.
Like there's some old like 80s live action movies and even animated movies that kind of have some like fucked up stuff in them.
Oh yeah.
And
Ernest Never Ending Story.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Ernest Scared Stupid was kind of like right on the tail end of that. So like they had these trolls that were the villains, and they were literally kidnapping children out of their homes and turning them into statues to revive their like god troll.
Jesus.
And, yeah, it's fucked up. But
come
at
on.
the same time, like it always keeps a like even the scary parts still keep a comedic tone. It's like always interpolated with scenes of Ernest doing something goofy and like yeah. And so anyways, oh my God, this level's not treating you well either.
I didn't think this one was too bad. It's because it's short. It's a really quick level, unless you suck.
Unless you suck. But anyways, where I was going with that is there are some action scenes in that, but they are absolutely like comedic. It's Ernest like creating like Home Alone traps to deal with trolls. He figures out that they're weak to milk, but he's borderline illiterate and he reads it as miak. So he goes to a hardware store and picks up genuine grade A miak and sprays it.
Wait, what is miak?
It's nothing, it's made up. But he goes, but he's like, didn't think I could find this, did you? Right here in this can. Some genuine miak.
What the fuck?
And the troll's like, look at him, like, roar. So he sprays him with miak. And strangely, like, even though it's weak to milk, and I don't know why it's weak to milk either, but it does hurt him, but it's literally blinding it. Ernest blinds a troll with like WD-40 essentially.
some kind of chemical. Yeah, don't know what it is, but guess what? You're not supposed to drink it or get it on your skin.
In your eyes, exactly. But anyway, so that's kind of like the tone of the action in that movie. But
also, I can see how this is traumatizing. Like, okay, kids, the lesson here is that hardware stores are poison shops that you should not venture to.
I didn't find Scared Stupid traumatizing in any way. Like, Ernest Goes to Camp, though, like, straight up, he gets his ass kicked, and because he gets his ass kicked, the children who, you know, he feels like fatherly affection for abandon him and leave him to, like, bleed out. And then he sings a song about how horrible things are for him. Ernest, which is, you know, this goofy, funny guy, singing about not wanting to cry in front of kids. And
God
like, oh,
damn.
Yeah, goddamn is right. Like, I think I watched that once and was like, all right, we're putting that away forever because I'm not sure, because my 8-year-old brain can't process how this is making me feel. Oh man, but like, if you ever watch like a TV show with like a really awkward character and you feel awkward for them, you know?
Yes.
That's what it was like, only I was feeling Ernest's sadness. Like, oh my God. Oh, fucking Ernest Goes to Camp. But then Ernest Rides Again came out and that made everything better.
Oh, God.
I'm guessing you never saw, if you didn't see Scared Stupid or Ernest Goes to Camp, you've probably never seen Ernest Rides Again. The whole movie, I shit you not. I'm in an Ernest kick right now. I'm gonna watch
and I remember going to Family Video and seeing these Ernest movies.
They're like 50.
And it was always there's always just him with a stupid face on the cover.
Because that's all you needed.
Like, no,
dude,
making the whole oh no face.
I would feel like if Ernest movies came out today, it would be like fashionable to like rip them apart. But Jim Varney was actually a really strong character actor. And so, but anyways, like the premise of the movies, though, as they wore on, got thinner and thinner. And like Ernest Rides Again was like right at the tipping point of that, because it was still genuinely like really funny. There were scenes of like side-splitting like destruction and laughter in that film. But the whole premise of it was he befriends a nerdy archaeologist, and they dig up this like Civil War site that's in their hometown, and they find like this beautifully preserved like ancient cannon from the Civil War, and he's like gonna go contact the museum, and Ernest's job is to fasten it so that they can load it onto the truck, but instead he somehow disengages the locking mechanism, and he's riding this Civil War cannon through like downtown, and he's like leveling cars. And that's the whole fucking movie.
What the hell?
I'm not kidding. And it's great because like the destruction just never stops. Like, they know he's coming. He can't get off it because it's like going downhill at like 50 miles an hour. It's like speed, but with
I was about to say, it's like some fucked up speed movie.
Yeah, that's right. It's
only hilarious.
Yeah. But I thought that was great. But then after that,
Ernest Rides Again.
Yeah.
And that's the plot.
And that's the plot. But though, even though like I was, 10 years old and when that came out, like my 10-year-old brain could see, this is really funny, but boy, they were really stretching with this one. And then it was like Ernest Goes to Africa and other,
oh God.
Yeah. Which
I feel like some things might not hold up.
I never saw that one, but I'm guessing it was probably as ill-informed as it sounds. Oh man.
Speaking of, I wonder if they're going to remake RE5.
I sure hope not. Please don't. Capcom, if you're listening to Play the Hits, please don't. Leave RE5 and RE6 alone.
I feel like that, you talk about tipping points, that's kind of the tipping point where it's just like, let's let RE5 rest. Let's let it stay dead.
I will say though, having beaten the RE... Did I tell you I beat the RE4 remake? I mean, a while ago.
Did you?
Yeah, a while ago.
Oh, God.
That was another just... Capcom is nailing these remakes, man.
I know.
Like, non-stop.
They have a showcase coming up, and I'm like, I wonder what... I mean, the Capcom showcases is usually...
God, Code Veronica, please.
Yes, that's what I want. Code Veronica, or maybe an RE remake again. Like, remake.
Re-remake?
Remake, yeah.
So controversial opinion here. Code Veronica, even though it had like a slightly goofier plot, had moments that were scarier than RE1.
Yes, I would agree. It had some psychological stuff.
The
too,
Arctic base, like when you're playing as Chris and Claire is captured, and you see that like strange, horrifying, like Nosferatu looking the blind villain.
Oh yeah,
that was fucked up. What happened to
freaking Steve? Yep, I was about to say that was definitely fucked up.
Yep,
poor Steve.
Yeah, dude, Steve got the run.
Pour one out for Steve.
Yep, pour one out for Steve. No, that game had genuine moments of like atmosphere, and it helped too that it was the first fully 3D RE game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it had atmosphere up the ass for sure.
Even though it had fixed camera angles, though, they still moved a lot and they worked with you. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was it's sad that it's like not even a remake, but it was just like after the PS2, it was like, well, I guess they had. I didn't know what to do.
But yeah,
I'm just gonna go to this corner and die. But
I could gush all day
that deserves some
Veronica.
love.
Yeah, for sure. I could gush all day about that.
I liked its villains.
Yes,
I thought that it was like the fact that there was an Alexa was like, oh shit, okay. I thought this guy was just crazy, which he was.
Danny AK-47 writes, "Are y'all playing on original hardware?" No, Danny, we're
no. Yes, I am.
Absolutely.
I'm just.
But yeah, I could gush all
Mage.
day about that because in my mind, that is still the headcanon RE3. And like,
for sure, and it should have been.
It was developed as RE3, but Sony had some exclusivity deals still hanging out, so they made the side story game
RE3.
Yeah,
which I kind of feel like that almost wouldn't fly these days. And be like, hey, we see that this game is clearly superior.
As good as Resident Evil Nemesis was, it was very clearly like 90s equivalent of like DLC for RE2. Like it was way shorter. It had like a single premise and a single protagonist, and
they had some new what in the hell?
Yeah, they did have some like slightly new mechanics, like the crafting ammo thing. But overall, it was like definitely just RE2 with some bonus stuff added. Whereas Code Veronica definitely moved the series way forward.
Yeah.
Danny says save states are essential in this game. Yeah, just a bit.
It was. Literally first episode, never used to save state.
Nope.
I did save at the the hardest boss of the game, but I didn't need it.
You didn't need it.
But also I was oddly on my game. I gotta say, like, it was. I usually die more than I died in that episode. So that was actually
so you set the bar too high, and now you're paying for it.
Yeah.
This time, yeah. Thank God.
Oh. I thought there was one more flea. Back in One Piece.
One Piece is real. Suck it Among Us, guy.
Okay, I think there's 3 more stages?
Yeah, what do you want to do? You want to call it an episode and finish it up next time?
Let's see. What is the stage? Oh, this stage isn't too bad.
That's what you said about the last stage, too.
That's true. Well, that stage is usually pretty quick. Yeah, let's call it an episode.
So I do want to finish my thoughts, though, on RE4. Like, I was not a fan at all of the GameCube original. Like I recognized, kind of like Piers, that, hey, Danny, thanks for following. I recognize that it is objectively a very good game, but, like, I did not like what it did overall to, like, the Resident Evil formula that I loved.
It was worse in hindsight, not for any fault that it did at the time, I guess. It's just what Capcom decided to kind of do.
Definitely, like the direction they took it. So, Resident Evil 4 Remake, however, even though it definitely goes way heavier into the action than the RE2 or 3 remakes did, just like the original, they maintain a tone and atmosphere that the original lacked, and I ended up loving it. Even though it is fundamentally the same game, I love the remake. Well, I'm still not crazy about the original. So go figure. Capcom nailed it. So as much as I hate 5, if they ever were to remake it and try to make it more in line with the series tone that they've established in 7, 8, and the remakes, I'd be cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
But yeah, that being said, though, I feel like Code Veronica all the way.
Yeah, please. Like RE5 is on the last of my list. Maybe RE6 would be actually, but
Danny, to answer your question, yes, I did try Resident Evil 4 VR. I got to the Marguerite fight and I pussed right out. Because that fight is scary without a VR headset.
Wait, did you say RE4 VR?
Oh, he did. He said 4. I was thinking 7. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I haven't tried RE4 VR. Nope.
Yeah, that's right. Because I tried that out because you had it on PSVR.
Yes, correct.
And
which was
maybe it's exclusive to PSVR. I don't know, but
God,
it sucks
I'm not even buying the second one unless I see something.
The second one is
absolutely
so expensive.
Yes.
It's crazy
unless they
expensive.
develop something that's like a must-have, like a killer app for it, I'm not going anywhere near it because I got burned by the original.
Yeah, I respect that they're still like I feel like they have to know it's not going to be like a crazy seller. No. You know, it's for the fans.
The problem is though, Sony, if something's not a crazy seller, they abandon it. Look at the Vita, which was an awesome system.
Which the Vita was, the Vita was an awesome system. It was, and it was kind of like. You think about how much emulation did you do on any other system before the Steam Deck? It was the Vita, and then it was like nothing else. Yeah, you know, you actually started buying your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Nintendo made it easy. Though.
Yeah, oh for sure.
until they didn't.
Danny, modded Vita is great though. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Get a Vita today if you can, and just make it your retro console.
Yeah, if you can find a disc replay that's you get a Steam Deck, but hey, if you don't have the money and you happen to find a Vita, some place is selling it for under $130, like
do it. Absolutely,
it's in good shape. Get it.
All right, Max.
There's a lot of good games that are just Vita games too. Like
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Too bad it wasn't backwards compatible, but yeah.
Next time on Play the Hits, we're gonna beat Plok. I can feel it.
We're putting Plok to bed.
Putting Plok down.
Yeah, I think there's more boss stages than regular stages at this point.
All right, man. Catch you next time, buddy.
All right, we'll see you next time.